you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on!
It's the JP Lopez Show.
This episode is brought to you by Tigre Burrito. If you haven't tried them out, then you're missing out. Their hours of operations are from Tuesday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. They specialize in breakfast burritos and lunch specials. If you like that pica pica, try that hot sauce and let them know that it's the JP Lopez Show sent you. They can be located at 720 Highway 62 in Wolford, Texas. It's the small yellow building with the Tigre tiger on it. Rawr.
Welcome back to It's the JP Lopez Show. I got a very special guest in the house today, Mr. 806er, man. I appreciate you coming, bro.
Appreciate you, man. I just want to salute you on your show. Just watching the rise of the podcast and the rise of people starting their own platforms. And I organically heard about you guys.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how, but things that matter, they end up on my radar. So these are one of the things that end up on my radar. So I just wanted to take the opportunity to give you your kudos, give you your flowers while we're here on camera, while we're here actually at your set.
Man, I appreciate that, bro. Real talk, do you mind doing an interview?
What do you mean by that?
By that is just getting information, I have notes that I go by.
Yeah.
And so that being said, like I really wanted to ask you, like, if you saw yourself as a journalist or a reporter. Like
right now, or like growing up?
Right now in your life.
Yeah, definitely. Journalists, I feel like I'm more on fringe media. I was thinking about it. I don't think I was thinking about maybe the questions, but I feel like I'm in the middle between the news that would be to the right, because most of them are on the right, and then you have podcasts, and then you have YouTubers that are all to my left.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm the fusion of both of those.
Mm-hmm. You like to stay in the middle, or?
I mean, I'm everywhere with it.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Awesome.
I'm everywhere with it. But I do understand the different positions in this. So I'm not purely news. I'm not purely a YouTuber. I'm not even on YouTube, but I do have a YouTube page. And I'm rarely even on camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like just calling things what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just a platform.
I'll be honest with you. I know the 806er. You know what I mean? I know the 806er, but I don't know who the 806er is.
Yeah, that's
You're a ghost.
And I like it to be that way. I actually wish people knew me less. I feel like I would get a little bit less hate, you know what I'm saying, in a certain respect. Or sometimes I watch some of these faceless platforms, and I'm just like, how come they don't get a lot of the hoopla that I get? Yeah. And it's because people actually do know who I am. You know what I'm saying, in a certain respect. But within the last 6 months, the platform did really explode. I was adopted by the Raza within the last 6 months, you know what I'm saying? So there are a lot of people that they know of the 806er, but they don't know who the 806er is. Mm-hmm. But the 806er turned 5 this year.
Damn.
So,
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, so 5 years. So there are a lot of people that they know exactly who I am. You know what I'm saying? Even though
5 more years and you'll be an overnight success.
Man, 5 more years. Exactly.
So how do you stay unbiased?
I stay unbiased by not putting my opinion into things. A lot of things that I do cover, I won't lie, I don't care about in my personal life to a certain extent. My platform, just like I'm rarely on camera, right? So my platform isn't about me. You know what I'm saying? YouTubers, your platforms are usually centered around you guys. Mm-hmm. You guys are the personalities. You know what I'm saying? But my platform isn't. So one of the things I kind of adopted is that this year is that I'm not the 806er. Together we are. You know what I'm saying?
Badass.
So the 806er started off as a rap platform. Then last year around this time, I interviewed Adam Hernandez, and I just kind of seen. I was just really interested in what he had going, and then around that time, I kind of realized that no matter what, this city didn't care about rap. They didn't care about up-and-coming artists. Like, no matter how much I pushed them. Like, you guys didn't know that 806 has been around for 5 years. So for like the first 4 years, it was mainly a music platform. So pushing artists, you guys know I do the shows. After here, I'm about to go to the Soulja Boy concert. So that's why I'm already into that space, because the platform was like that. And then I actually have a Dallas platform that's actually bigger than the 806er, which is a hip hop platform geared all that way. But I can't change any landscape or any area overnight. So out here, I kind of just realized that they care more about a car accident than these rappers. You know what I'm saying? So also with it too, then it's like I'm a businessman, and it's like if that's what the market is calling for out here, how long can I rage against the machine if I don't want to be broke?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I would like to take this time to spotlight you. How can people, because I know that they advertise through you, how can they reach you?
I'm reachable through a DM. I'm reachable. I'm not going to put my phone number out here. Some people, if you talk shit loud enough, I'll always appear. That's what some people learn with the Moneybagg Yo concert. If you talk loud enough, I'll appear. But, I'm actually in the process of refining my website. I'm just trying to make my platform more formal in a certain sense. But DM, email, ask a friend to ask a friend. The degree of separation in Lubbock is literally like 1 or 2 people. So everybody knows somebody that has direct contact to me in a certain way. But for any business that does want to get in contact with me, I say the best way is through the DM on Facebook or the DM on Instagram. And like mine are literally going off right now.
Dude, I know that you're a busy man, and I appreciate you very much for taking this time away from Soldier Boy to come do the show, man. But like realistically, so you are Amarillo, like you're 806, so you're Amarillo, Lubbock, like.
So yeah, it is the 806er, and I am more and more trying to incorporate Amarillo because Amarillo is the 806, right? But one thing I did kind of learn, and it was like a little joke I used to do. If you talk to somebody from Lubbock and you ask them what the 806 is, they don't even remember Amarillo. And then if you go to Amarillo and you ask them the same question, they don't count Lubbock too. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent.
Yeah.
But
so it's vice versa.
Yeah, it's vice versa. But at the end of the day,
over there.
I heard. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta do a lot of stuff
I got
over
a question for
there,
y'all
too.
because I consider this West Texas, right?
Yeah.
But when you talk to people from Amarillo, they'll tell you that this is not West Texas.
What do they consider it?
It's the,
The
Panhandle.
Panhandle?
Yeah, it's the Panhandle.
We're West Texas, the Panhandle, the South Plains,
Exactly, like all 3 of them.
Yeah.
And then
and the Llano.
that too, estacado, right? And then branding, I tried to incorporate, and I still do, try to incorporate the greater West Texas. But you know, Midland doesn't consider us West Texas. El Paso doesn't consider the rest of us north of them West Texas.
They're far West Texas.
Yeah, and so I'm not from Lubbock, but before I really knew what the 806 and everything, what it kind of constituted, I didn't know that like those places weren't even part of the 806. But just trying to show love to all of West Texas, show love to this area. When I came out here, I thought everybody still rode horses.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like,
and you came from where?
I came from Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
big D town, you know what I'm saying? I came out here for school, for tech. I'm actually a tech student. I'm the most un-tech student. Like,
You don't know anything about Texas Tech.
Oh, no, I went to Texas Tech. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm just saying, like.
Oh, before that? No, I didn't know nothing about it. I just knew my cousin was out here, and I came to one party. And if you know how to get down, you know how they get down to Texas Tech.
Yeah.
It was a study party, and it was getting down, and I was like, "Are y'all serious? Let me put in my application." You know what I'm saying?
They put the baby oil away.
Yeah. No Diddy. You know what I'm saying? They just had a lot of stuff in contact cases.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows, they know. You know what I'm saying? So my degree was in new media strategies. New media is social media.
That's what I was gonna ask.
And then my minor is in PR. So, like, what I'm doing is actually what I went to study for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, it shouldn't be like a question on why I kind of have the traction I have. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's awesome, man. I was just gonna ask you, like, how do you feel about Lubbock?
In what sense?
Like, just in general, like.
I've grown to love Lubbock. I was with Miss Gant yesterday. Shout out to Phyllis Gant. And I was telling her that officially this September makes it my 10th year in Lubbock, and I'm still learning things about Lubbock every day. Lubbock's unlike anywhere I've ever lived in the world. So I was born in Austin. I grew up in D.C. Like I just said, I'm from Dallas, Texas-wise. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm here in Lubbock, and Lubbock's unlike anywhere I've ever lived. Y'all think very differently about things. You guys move very differently, but I've grown to love it. So even when I came out here at first, I already had my Dallas platform. I wasn't planning to do nothing that I'm doing for Lubbock when I moved out here. But just even in the music landscape, like I said before, I thought y'all rode horses, right? And then you come out here and you hear rappers, and it's like, oh, they actually have skill. Like, he goes hard. Okay, I've never heard. I think when I first moved out here, Juggalo is that the name of the genre? Where the rappers wore the clown faces
Oh,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
that.
Juggalos.
Yeah, so
yeah.
You just kind of learn, and it's like, okay, you learn to appreciate things. So even with Lubbock, way smaller city than I've ever been. I've actually lived in the nation capital, you know what I'm saying? But you get to appreciate the way of life of Lubbock. And then once Lubbock takes you in, if they do take you in, you're theirs. So I have a funny relationship with Lubbock where Lubbock handles me very weirdly in a certain sense, but it's because I belong to Lubbock at this point.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I think you're Lubbock's own now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like, it's kind of like that little brother where you push him around, but let somebody at school push him around. And watch what they
knock
do.
your ass
Yeah,
up.
and I've seen that happen many a time. So it's like, I take it for what it's worth, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Dude, I love Lubbock, and I.
where are you
love-
from?
Born and raised.
Born and
here.
raised? Born and
Yeah.
raised? All of you?
Yeah.
All of you? Okay.
And-
What side? North side? South side?
North side, Arnett Benson.
Yeah, we're Arnett Benson.
Okay.
All of
East
us.
side.
East side. Okay. So one of the questions, let me not take over your show.
No, go ahead,
One
man,
of the questions
by
I
all
used to
means.
ask are, describe Lubbock to me.
Very flat, very windy. The best people, some of the best culture is here. We don't get at all spotlighted for the art that we have here.
Yeah, definitely.
The food.
Definitely, the food is great, but in actuality, Lubbock is just a band of brothers. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I can see that. I can see that. I've like I said, I've grown to love Lubbock, and then it kind of leaves a stain on you, a good stain. You know what I'm saying? Especially people here. So me being in the news space and me coming from bigger cities, this was the first time that, like when I report the news or when you watch the news, you all actually know each other. I was telling my dad that. I was like, any random story I report, there's about an 80% chance that the people know exactly who we're talking about. It's small, but it's big.
And the comments are going to be
Oh yeah.
dropping in, right?
So me learning that too. So there's always a chance for me to make somebody angry.
Okay, so
You know what I'm
you
saying?
post whatever you post, right?
I post everything,
And-
the good, the bad, the ugly. I try to hit the stories that the news won't get, and that's why I kind of started the 806er, because just watching, I felt like there's underserved communities here. You know what I'm saying? There's many stories that I've been told about Lubbock that you don't see out there, and it's like, how come those guys are not covering them? How come those guys are not mentioning them? How come those guys are not speaking on this?
He was
But-
just talking about you before you showed up.
Oh, for real?
Like he said that
What did he
you
say?
break
What
the
did he
news
say? What did he
before
say?
KCBD does.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And I-
like if I know that something happened, I will go to your page, and usually you will have something, or at minimum you might have a little touching, like this
Yeah,
happened.
mentioning-
I don't know any details,
But it's
or
happened.
you will tell me the details hours before the regular
No,
news.
no, and I really do
especially
appreciate
if it's
that.
on the north side.
Yeah, I really do appreciate that. So I used to live off Auburn. I lived off Auburn for a year. You know what I'm saying? On the north side. I've actually lived in every part of Lubbock but this part right here.
Oh, wow.
So when I pulled up the address, I was like, the ops have got me. They got me. They
goes, what the fuck is Carlisle?
Yeah. But I used to give all my money to what's this car dealership right here? Charisma. So it's like I've been over here. But,
So you were
but
on
that
Auburn and
is-
what, like by Amigos?
Yes, Auburn, and what's that cross street? Let's say
Detroit?
it's first. Detroit.
There's Boston.
Flint.
I don't remember. Yeah, Flint. Okay, so
Okay.
Flint would have been to my
Yeah,
left,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
was closer to the other street that was to the
Indiana.
right. No, Indiana would have been a little bit
Yeah,
farther
yeah.
down.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But closer to University.
Okay, so-
it's this
yeah,
greenhouse. I call it the greenhouse. It's actually the same color in my clothes. But
Yeah,
it's
it's Boston.
Yeah. Okay, so it's right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Man,
I've had some weird.
you live right
experiences.
where we grew up.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's-
I've,
yeah,
I've
that's
heard
my-
about. I've heard about a little bit of everything. So I've heard about Street Made. I've heard about, and I've really just learned about Lubbock through talking to people, like asking people about. Okay, so whether it was rappers, give me your top 5, and from that person I'll go learn another person and learn another person and learn another person, and then or one of the questions I used to ask was stereotypically describe Lubbock. And then people would tell me about the north side. People would tell me about the east side. People would tell me about the south side. And then I'll ask them, what is truly the south side? Because there's like a mix on what is the south side. And where I think the south side might really, to me, it's the central side. Because there's way more love.
South is south.
There's way more south than that. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody will tell me they're from the west side. And I'll be like, where's the west side to you? Because the west side that I'm getting told about a lot is by Walmart. But there's way more west that way. So just through talking to people, just really kind of learning through Lubbock.
So music was your platform?
Yes, sir.
It was mostly hip hop?
Yes, mostly hip hop.
So if I asked you for your Mount Rushmore of hip hop?
In terms of what, Lubbock?
No.
In general.
In general. Oh, I've never been asked this question. How many faces are on there?
4.
I wasn't a history buff.
4.
4.
I put Biggie Smalls on there.
Yeah.
I put Lil Wayne on there. Let me go to the south.
Mystical.
Shake ass.
What you
Let's see. Let's say,
shake off the honey bun.
yeah, shake off the honey bun. Let's see. For the south, I want to put. I don't know who I put from the south, but they definitely do need representation. But the last person I put is Drake. I feel like Drake is he is the greatest artist of all time. I don't really appreciate his music right now, but I feel like he's surpassed everybody that has inspired him. So Lil Wayne inspired him, which was inspired by Jay-Z, and Drake has had a longer run than all of them.
You think he should have hung it up?
When?
And ended on top?
When?
Drake, because you said his music right now, you ain't
Yeah,
fucking
it's
with
not
it.
my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I kind of have a love and hate relationship with rap. Rap made me, but it kind of ruined me too. I feel like a lot of the ideals in rap aren't the best thing. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't listen to music as much as I used to, like be an avid fanatic. So then some of the stuff I just don't relate to. You know what
So
I'm
I
saying?
cheated. I put Outkast as one.
Yeah, that was one thing I was
Okay.
thinking. I was like, man, I felt like Outkast was
So
easy, but
Outkast as one,
that was
Biggie,
yeah.
Lil Wayne,
Okay.
and DMX.
All right, yeah. Shout out to DMX. Shout out to DMX, man. So me growing up in DC, DMX is right there. You know what I'm saying? So I used to listen to the "What the bitches want from my nigga." You know what I'm saying? All of that.
I know you got to get out of here, but before you go, man.
We can keep going. I'm actually having fun.
Oh, badass, bro. So what's one story that's really stuck with you that you've reported on or posted on?
Oh man, there's so many of them. I literally made a post. So you guys are aware of the guy that died the other day on the motorcycle, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did know him, RIP him. And one of the things I put in my story the other day, I was like, I usually try not to internalize any story or stay on any story longer than it takes me to send the send button, just because it's a lot of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And taking it in, like it can make you sad.
But you're a human.
You know what I'm saying?
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. So it's like you're human. So. People often have to remind me of the stories in a certain sense. Like, hey, you remember when you talked about this? Remember when you reported this? So let me think. What story maybe stuck
You've
out to me
mastered the
most?
art of leaving it as work.
Yeah, compartmentalizing in a certain sense. Yeah, man. Let's see. Okay, yeah, the story that I've had to report that is stuck out to me right now is one that I'm currently on. So tomorrow there will be I don't know when this is going to air, but on May 14th, there will be a protest for Erskine Jenkins. He was a tech student that was a sophomore that was actually killed on Thanksgiving of last year by the Lubbock County Sheriff's Office. And that story has kind of stuck out to me because I wonder why none of my counterparts, ops as I call them, I've spoken on this story. A lot of people don't even know about it.
I don't. I can't even lie to you. I don't.
So I did an interview with somebody yesterday, and I was like, it's kind of weird that you have a black kid that they're saying waved a gun at the police, and nobody knows about the story.
Was it the one in Idalou?
In Wolford.
In Wolford.
Wolford.
Okay.
All right. So the one in Idalou, I think. Are you talking about Lorenzo?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Lorenzo. That was crazy too. That was crazy. They literally called me while, like, it was happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like little milestones where it's like, oh, they're taking me seriously. Seriously, it's the news. Like, and that
you
was one of them.
had your own footage on that, right?
Yeah. No, I wasn't there. Okay, so no. So a lot of the footage I do get, 90% of the footage I do get is directly sent to me.
Okay.
So just like what you were saying before, where I'm able to report things way before the news do.
Yeah,
It's because, like I said before, I'm not the 806er at this point. Together we all are.
Yeah.
So while you're driving down the street, you see it.
Yeah, I sent
you make
titties
the
out.
you make the U-turn and take the video and send it to me, and I'm like, well, they at it again. You know what I'm saying? And I up it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
And sometimes I get context on the story afterwards. Sometimes I know a little bit about it. But just like we mentioned before, where everybody knows everybody here in Lubbock, sometimes I know what's going on because I know the person in the story too. You know what I'm saying? So in trying to be a balanced journalist, my mom didn't like to hear this, but I was like, man, I'll report on your ass too.
do something crazy.
Do something crazy. So I've had to run negative stories on myself. If I feel like it does get that big or it is that sensationalizing, just to keep it objective. So that's how I stay unbiased. It's just like, at the end of the day, everybody does have their day on social media. Recently, I've been having my day every day with that Moneybagg Yo concert time. But,
Oh yeah.
man, they threatened me with a dildo.
Oh shit!
Y'all didn't hear about that?
Like, you're not scared though, right?
Of what?
I mean,
Yeah, I was scared. I was plenty scared. So
you're
I was
like,
told
you got a dildo, I got a gun.
Yeah. I was told that some people didn't get their refund. And they were going to hold me down. You know what I'm saying? And then I was told if he didn't come back again,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They called him George, so I hate any motherfucker called George at this point.
What about Jorge?
Jorge? Yeah, I think Jorge. So we said George. Y'all seen George Lopez?
Yeah.
How come he doesn't look the way that he used to look when I was a kid?
Man.
Like,
Yeah, he
he
fell
don't
off
know
the
Ozempic or
rocker,
something?
He's rough, man. Well, he never was an attractive.
Well, not
human
saying
being.
good looking, but he used to be have some weight on him, healthy
it
looking.
just looks different.
Yeah, look,
Yeah,
his
yeah.
head is just it's bigger than the rest of the body and everything now. You know what I'm saying?
I think once that adrenochrome ran out, I mean, he fucked himself up.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I think he's one of them, to be honest with you. But whatever, that's a.
So what is
whole-
your who is your influence? What made you want to start doing this show?
My friends.
Bro?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a real tight circle of friends that we hold each other accountable for everything, man.
Yeah.
When I say we are a band of brothers, we're a band of brothers. None of us have at all any problem with telling one another that we're fucking up.
Yeah, that's
And-
great. Accountability, having accountability partners in life is truly essential.
And I've thought about hanging this. I used to be in another studio under a banner under John Eric Media.
Yeah.
And I thought about hanging it up about a year in, and it was my friends that were like, "Motherfucker, you can't." And it just became therapeutic. It became an outlet to come out here and to express all of our raw emotions and feelings, and then to get the feedback of like, God dang, I'm going through that same shit. You know what I mean? So
And you need some people that can hold you accountable. You need some people to be able to motivate you. Like I mentioned before, I switched the landscape to make sure that I kept on making money. I watch new podcasts kind of pop up all the time, right? And I know why they don't keep going.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of money to make in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even the race to get monetized, you need a certain amount of followers, a certain amount of watch time, and all that. By the time the platform has done sucked up all your creativity, and they've done sold 1,000 ads through your name. You know what I'm saying?
I'm all for making money, but this is not what it's for. To
Definitely.
be honest with you,
Definitely.
because you're right. I've got to jump through 100 hoops just to get a few pennies back.
Yeah.
I'm not for that. I'd rather just put raw, real shit out, just like you.
Yeah.
You know, like, and whatever feedback comes back is like multi-millionaire type shit for
No,
me.
definitely.
You know
And
what I mean?
if it does gain traction, you will make the money. And I tell other podcasters, because I hear that a little bit too. I want you to know that you are worth making money for this. You know what I'm saying? There are people that make millions of dollars doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, people ask me, what do I do for a living? I am the 806er for a living. So I ain't about money, but yeah, I am about money. And my kids got to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta get paid.
I got a house bill. LPNL don't give a fuck what I'm doing for the community. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
fuck LPNL.
well, it's not even LPNL now, but whatever of the 13 people that they split up into, but everybody bill
whoever
costs
you
more.
chose.
Yeah, but they cost more now that you got to pay. They don't care what I'm doing for the community and helping out. So it's like I do feel like creatives should be paid for their time and efforts. I do want creatives to remember that you are worth being paid for your time and effort. whether you have to learn how to get it the hard way where it's not passive, or you're able to get it strictly through the platform on the traction your page gets. You know what I'm saying?
That's a beautiful message, man.
So,
Like-
because I feel like out here, I'm the unicorn of what I'm doing, right? Or the first one I'm doing, and people don't really understand it in a certain way. So it's like, I'm the Kanye West running and getting the arrows, and it's like, nah, these motherfuckers deserve to be paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've had to learn the confidence and the je ne sais quoi to how to get it out of them and say certain things. But it's like, nah, none of this shit for free. Just because you can share it and I can share it does not make it the same. You know what I'm saying? And some people think it's that, so they don't really value what we are doing. But I know how much them lights cost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are 1, 2, 3, 4 mics. That's a mixing board right here. There's a TV right here. You got this desk, the branding, all this shit this wasn't for free.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It costed you money no matter how much. This could be an overglorified hobby in a certain sense, right? But it's like, if somebody wants to come and capitalize on what you're doing, and if they do appreciate what you're doing, break their bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It don't got to be too much, but it's like, for you to invest in yourself is not free.
Like
That phone costs $1,000.
I'm all about being spotlighted, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, if I can take the opportunity to spotlight anybody, I'm all for it.
Definitely.
And so me like linking up with Mr. Is and he wanting to come to me and bring Lubbock comedians on my show, I'm all for that shit, man.
And I feel like the Lubbock comedians are up next. I feel like the space where I had rappers in my former time, and I'm not departing from rapping for music, I feel like I'm seeing that with the comedians. They're, it's becoming more of a circle. They're starting to get more notoriety. And actually, some of those comedians make more than the artists than what popping. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to name names or whatever, but some artists have, some of the comedians have been on the road recently or gone on shows, and they come and tell me how much they're making. They're making $500 a night. So, like, hey man, you're getting paid. You're still an up and coming artist. You know what I'm saying? Up and coming comedian, but like, even your time is monetizable. Just to be honest.
You had a question?
Rep, give me some hard stuff.
So the comments are always controversial on any one of your posts.
Yeah.
Do you
Lubbock is
police the
crazy.
comments, or
No.
you just let them have at it?
I let them have at it, but recently in the last month, I never thought I would be a person to block people. You know what I'm saying? My platform, it is for free speech. I wanted it to be the meeting of the minds, different viewpoints coming together. But in that, sometimes people fight. You know what I'm saying? But I'll let y'all fight in the comments. I watch. I don't judge. That's my policy. But recently, over the last month, if you get to talking shit about the 806er on the 806er, I guarantee you, if you refresh your phone,
It's gonna be.
I'm gonna solve the issue that you said you had. Like, you won't even have that issue anymore. You know what I'm saying? You won't even have that issue no more. And what happens after that is that they hit me from their friend's phone. Like, why did you block me? Shit, you made me feel like you didn't want the 806er on your phone.
I thought you didn't want to be here.
Yeah, so let me save you the insanity time. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like, in a certain sense, some people they're too entitled. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just like when y'all platform take off, it doesn't mean they can just talk shit to you just because you might allow them to talk shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People got feelings. You know what I'm saying? There's one of you, but I'm dealing with 1,000 of y'all. You know what I'm saying? But on my platform, it is for open speech. I learn a lot from the comment section. I might post something, read the comments, and then the comments might dictate what I post next, or the nature of how I post something next. So it's constantly learning. I'm a little bit more closer to the ground than the guys that are bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always watching and trying to see what is the flavor of the city. Things are always changing. You know what I'm saying?
I done had to start 3 different accounts because he blocks me.
Right. And then sometimes I learn that, okay, you might have a professional troll. You know what I'm saying? And they mean nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? But maybe I woke up one day and was like, man, what's this motherfucker on, bro? Like,
Somebody's burning his account.
It wasn't me, it was other people that were mad. They might give me that.
it's like, what they on? Like, man. Because also, too, for anybody watching, I'm a real person. I'm a humble person. You know what I'm saying? My parents are from Africa, right? So, and you guys have Hispanic backgrounds. A lot of that is built off respect, right? So if somebody did have an issue with me, especially like if they're older than me and they came to me in love and not in a public atmosphere, I actually would hear what you have to say. But
Has
like,
that happened?
what?
what you're saying? Like
That actual
someone had
dynamic?
an issue and then came to you. And,
Yeah, like that happens all the time. That happens all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the way I react to you would depend on the nature of you did it. So I just blocked the chaplain. I don't know how. I just blocked the chaplain of the Lopez County Detention Center because I felt like he did not do that the right way. He came on my comment trying to blast me, and it's like,
I would have kept him alive.
no, I went to cussing at him, and then I felt wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I just blocked him. But I felt like
I would go find him every now and then and just fucking just say something to him.
Yeah, it's like, man, like I feel like if he actually did feel the way that he felt, like I'm a problem. Like, 'cause, you know, people blame me for the murders, rapes, and thefts in Lubbock. They've actually blamed me for it.
Like,
And
you did it.
Yeah, like I didn't know this shit started a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they literally blamed me for it. You know what I'm saying?
What's the logic behind that?
Sometimes people just need somebody to blame. Sometimes people
Misinformed.
I mean, it could be that, but I don't still even get that. So I got into it with the DJ at one of these popular strip clubs. 'Cause I'm not gonna name their names. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I still want to be able to see the titties when I go. And he blamed me.
Shout out to the titties.
Yeah. And he was like, you're the reason why they fought at Wingstop. They want to make your page, and then you're having unsanctioned twerk parties. And I was like, so they're sanctioned twerk parties? You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, bro,
I was like, man, somebody recorded that and then sent it to me, and I posted it.
But you're to blame, so.
Son of a
okay.
Yeah. So that's why I said in the beginning, sometimes I wish people didn't know what I look like.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to blame me. You know what I'm saying? It's just because I'm easily accessible. So people do know.
Every
know
time
what
you
I'm
go somewhere, they're gonna start twerking now.
No, they can. They can. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I was like, come on, bro. Gotta be.
He's like, "Come on, titties."
Yeah, they be
Come
some
on,
naughty nice.
titties.
But like one of the things, like it's cool. Like I'll go to Walmart and the old ladies will just be smiling at me, and I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Retired street nigga. I'm just like, at first you're like, what she got going? She trying to rob me or something? You know what I'm saying? But like they actually know who I am, and it's like, oh, like it's him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, who? You know what I'm saying? So like
He's him.
Yeah. So I appreciate Lubbock like really taking to me. Like I just imagine what it's like to actually be on one of those big platforms like the news or the weather or whatever.
To speak on this, everybody that's here today wanted to be here, and we kind of see you as a celebrity, a local celebrity.
I
man.
appreciate that.
Like
You're prominent.
yeah, like
no, I appreciate
everyone
that.
wanted to be here to get to meet you.
And I humbly accept that, like for real, because I a lot of people in the city to a certain degree are mad at me because they don't have access to me in a certain respect. You know what I'm saying? Within my personal life, I am very guarded. I'm not like I moved here like late 20s, so I moved here like when I was 27, 29.
Mm-hmm.
That was past the time that you're gonna catch me sitting on the block. You know what I'm saying? I ain't go to summer camp with these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So like I work every day. Like I literally work from the time that before y'all wake up to after y'all wake up. You know what I'm saying? Trying to build my brand and crafting. So it's like I don't have time to just casually sit and chill with people to a certain degree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's also it's like sometimes it's hard to know who's genuine and who's not. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they don't have access to me. So just to hear that people actually do want to meet me and might look at me in a certain respect, you know what I'm saying? They actually want to be around me, you know what I'm saying? And then you guys are in the same space as me and don't look at it like competition. I look at it like we all could eat, you know what I'm saying?
I've
like,
always said
Man,
I believe
everybody can eat.
I believe one candle shining bright doesn't make your candle shine less. You know what I'm saying? I believe one hand washes the other. I believe one cup pours in the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everything in life is cyclical. I might be up right now, then next year y'all up. And y'all might bring me on y'all show, and that might give me a boost. You know what I'm saying? Then while I got that boost, I give y'all a post and something like that, and now it gives it back to y'all. Like, because at the end of the day, people get tired of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like, let's say if I brought Soulja Boy out here again, because I've had other artists that have come out here and they want to go on a media run, and I'm just like,
crickets.
I don't know where to take you.
Yeah.
We can go on the 806er for the fourth time if you want to. You feel me? Like, you can. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Mike Fresh. But I like to see everything growing. I like to see the growth. So even when I was watching the show, I was like, oh, this motherfucker got a set. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He got all that. Like I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. I applaud it.
Well, I appreciate that, but I would like to offer my services for you. If you need a press run for anybody, man, hell, bring them through.
Hell yeah.
And I mean
and then
that.
knowing you guys are cool, then knowing you guys prepared this. So he sent me the questions yesterday, and I was like, why you send me the questions now? You know what I'm saying? I was like, why you send me the questions? But then I was like, these are easier questions. Sometimes like I actually I want a hard ass interview, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know people don't have me in a certain respect, but people do want to get to know me.
Yeah.
And or ask me what you see them blasting me about on the internet. Like let's get a chance to handle some of that. Like,
Well, when you come back,
I don't
for
make
the
any
second
public
show,
statements.
I mean, that's what it'll be about.
We'll
It's
have
just-
all the comments.
No, yeah. Pull them up. You know what I'm saying? Because even sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I established a show on my platform where somebody else hosted it. So every time there's an issue, I'll go on their show to clarify it. Because sometimes, for the most part, I just let it go.
And that's the
speak
thing.
about it.
I'm all about respect. I'm not gonna invite you to my show and ask questions to shit on you, to blast you, to
Yeah.
attack you. Like that ain't my shit.
And people that aren't within our space, they feel like that's easier than it is. I was like, or even bringing it down to like, let's say a music review, right? A lot of people, and a lot of artists want to do music reviews, like host their own, to shit on other artists, right? Or they're like, man, why you ask easy questions? It's just like, bro, let's reverse engineer this. How many people do you think will come on your show if they think you're gonna disrespect them or make them look bad, or like you really gotta have that juice? Or what is the trade-off for somebody to come on your show and there's a chance for you to make them look bad? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not like underhand, but like I literally tell people like, ask me the hard questions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't appear on camera too much. Like ask me.
So
I don't really
before
mind.
podcasting, you know when like Howard Stern was on E News,
Yeah.
and he would always have like one of Scott Disick, the Kardashian,
Yeah.
when he was fucked up in life,
Yeah.
and then he would bring him on the show and
King
then just
asshole.
talk about all the fucked up shit, right?
Yeah.
I always saw an opportunity for myself to be that radio host and then have him on in the fucked up part of his life and just ask him shit about it, like his childhood and like just spotlight the good shit about that
and some
person.
people people who are open are definitely for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a space for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like
that's what I always thought. I would definitely. Oh, he's in the spotlight now for the wrong reasons. Well, let's put him in the spotlight and just
for the good reasons.
just lay up questions to his ass.
Definitely.
I always thought I would do some shit like that.
And we should help each other to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? On my platform, out of everything that I've been called, I've never been called a liar. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we're like, why don't you post more positive? And my easy response could be like, why don't y'all do more positive? you feel me?
Yeah.
So, but I do appreciate the
if the grass is green, you're gonna post that the grass
is green. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say it's purple. I'm
But
not
if
gonna
it's
say
on
yellow.
fire, you're gonna post it.
I'm gonna say it's on fire. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes I do post things that I feel are the opposite, and I'm hoping somebody in the comment section can speak for me. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, it looks like this, but come on, bro.
Well, send
You know
the
what I'm
troll the DM.
Yeah, no. Hey, he'll hit it. He'll hit it. But like, I want it to be organic too, where it's like, maybe I'm just watching to see, does anybody look at this critically the way I do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I might post that and it's like, nah, that's actually fucked up though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But your detailed eye is on another level from the normal playing field.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
would-
So sometimes I just like, and so nobody's gonna say that's fucked up. No matter how I presented it, because sometimes I gotta present things so the person or the situation doesn't get offended, or the algorithm and Mark doesn't get on my ass. But it's like, is nobody in the comment section gonna say that's fucked up, bro? Like that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But that's not my place to put my opinion in. That's how I stay unbiased. And I'm just like, oh, I guess they don't give a fuck again. Till next time.
Until next time. I've dropped some opinions on your comments or comment platform or whatever.
And how has it gone with? Because it's like the battle of the opinions sometimes.
Man, dude,
This
I've
dude
got-
used to live in Facebook jail. by the way.
I've gotten into some fights and shit or whatever, and I figured out because you can't call somebody effins. So I have to be clever on how I put some stuff in it, and it gets put in there like
What do you do? Like
IG doesn't cancel you out.
Yeah,
or whatever.
exactly.
And so I've gotten some stuff across.
You
that
chat
way.
GPT your response.
No, I figured
How
out.
do I not get flagged by saying
Yeah,
this?
what
I
are
had to
y'all,
figure it out myself.
what are y'all opinions on? I guess the.
on the fight in Amarillo today?
Oh yeah, whoa. Did the rest of y'all see that?
With the titties out?
Is that somebody said that was a well-mannered boy? You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man, that's what I
they
said.
the
That
lack of
motherfucker,
titties.
he just sat there.
Yeah, he got pieced up. I feel like if the Dallas Cowboys need a safety or something, she is for hire. Like she was on both sides of the apartment. Like she came through that door, boom, boom, boom.
Hey,
then by the time the camera went over there,
she knew there was 2 doors.
yeah, boom, boom, boom. Like that was speed and position
I thought it
right
was
there.
trickery. I was like, how the fuck is there 2 doors?
Exactly. I didn't even notice that she got the other girl or somebody got hit by a JBL speaker and all that. Like, so sometimes I watch the comment section. I'm like, oh, they picked that up. I didn't even see that. You know what I'm saying? Because just like I said, like sometimes I try not to really dwell on it past the send button.
Yeah.
There's always news going. There's always stories going. And on my team, I'm just one person. So it's like I'm fighting to keep up. So it's like, all right, boom, send that. What else is going? You know what I'm saying? Or the DMs are piling up.
I love the raw footage that you send out. So like,
Man, that's-
because you can't send that to the news.
No.
The news would never put that on there.
But Mark
that's
calls
what
me
we,
in.
That's what we want to watch.
But Mark calls me in and he says, boy, you
this
do
is
that
what
shit
we
again.
do that.
You do that shit again. There'll be no more 806er. You know what I'm saying? So I've naturally gotten scared.
Putting some footage
I'm
up?
putting things out. Like, because it's like, I've actually been demonetized for the last 6 months.
So when's the Patreon coming?
See, I guess I need all that. I need to start to build paywalls and other things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I've been demonetized for the last 6 months. Whenever I post a story where we're necessarily fighting for somebody's rights and things like that, it gets me flagged. If you look at the guidelines for Facebook, they'll tell you that they actually don't. It's actually against the guidelines for Facebook to promote civics. So to get people to think.
Goddamn fucking Mark Zuckerberg.
I had a buddy tell me he Googled ED medication, and Facebook was showing him full-on porn. Facebook.
They were trying to help him.
And the porn were the way they were getting porn on Facebook. It was a commercial for ED medicine or devices.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it's popping up, but
Hold on. First off, I told you not to tell nobody that story.
ever.
I wanted to ask a question, bro. A hard question for you, like you wanted.
Yeah.
All right, so you know how, like you said, Lubbock's so small, everybody kind of knows each other.
Exactly.
And so I noticed, y'all post a lot of people send you in car accidents and stuff. How do you make sure you ain't putting it out before the family finds out about it? You feel what I'm saying?
Hard question. And not necessarily a hard question, an ethical question. I don't.
Yeah.
I could. All right, so that would slow me down, right? I understand why it takes the news so long to put things out, right? So everybody does know everybody, but I don't know everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably at the bottom of being aware of people. I might know the person I know, but I don't know their mom. I don't know their sister. You know what I'm saying? Even when doing this job, I've learned that two people can call themselves brothers, but their mother don't even know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like when a person passed. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I actually tell the youth or to look at it like, you might be looking at somebody like your brother, but when you pass, your mom does not look at him like your brother. So don't be so gangish all the time. But to answer your question is, I don't sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like even with homie that died the other day, that was a friend of mine. I didn't know who was in the accident. I just knew that it was an accident. And sometimes that does put me at odds with certain families. Sometimes out here it does anger some people. But I'm from Dallas, right? And I've learned that I can't treat this like Dallas, but Dallas, we just put out everything raw for what it is. So the best metaphor I could tell people sometimes is that y'all aware of Mo3 and Yellow Beezy?
Mo3
Mo3 and Yellow
Oh
Beezy?
yeah.
All right, so like in Dallas, we know all of them the same way that you guys know each other, but you guys had no problem viewing his body because you guys wanted to know.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So
That was
sometimes-
beef.
Yeah, that was real beef. That was real life beef, real life situations, real life people consuming songs about people's real lives. You know what I'm saying? And the consumers or people from outside that market, they're just taking it in because y'all don't know them or your proximity to them is a little bit farther. But like those of us from Dallas, we know these people. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, and so the media out there, we're just raw with it. So I've had to learn out here that this ain't Dallas. You know what I'm saying? And
But you can report on incidents that happen. You don't know the names.
Yeah.
So if you're spitting out names, like let's just say you showed up to a scene and somebody you knew was dead, and you're like, "Hey, so and so is dead," then that's fucked up.
yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
But like if you just said, "Hey, there's a wreck on 66 in Indiana,"
And the Lubbock man is
that ain't shit.
Well,
but in
check on your people.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's what to check on your
check on your
people.
people.
So in grief, you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You just
Want to blame somebody.
yeah, and my person, and that was my person, and you did it. You know what I'm saying? So I've learned that you're never gonna always be right or wrong.
Yeah.
But I just try to be the same way that you check the people. I just try to always be this same person, so that way you can never say that I'm being biased. You can never say that, okay, he's doing this for that, he's doing that. We know exactly how he's moving because that's how he's always moved. It hasn't deterred, it hasn't changed. It is what it kind of is with him. And then that has people who respect me that would be angry with me at a certain time because it's just like, he's moving with his moral compass in a certain way, and it's for everybody.
Nothing personal.
Yeah, it isn't personal at all. So just like I said, I report on my mom, like, you keep fucking up, you'll be on the page too. Just like the girl that broke into what's that one bar?
Oh, on Broadway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her friends started censoring me too, bro. You know what I'm saying?
She got arrested 3 times in 1 week.
That's what I said. So they try to get at me like, why are you picking on her? And I'm like, she keeps going to jail. I'm not picking on her. Like, also
Yeah,
too,
no.
like, if we don't know who it is, but if y'all know who it is and you guys know her condition,
Yes.
why don't y'all help her?
Yeah, go help her.
Yeah.
You actually brought attention to get her help.
No. Oh, 'cause that's after they were threatening me to. The way it was going is that they were already trying to do me like they were doing the bar.
Yeah.
They just actually decided to have a conversation with me
Okay.
first.
Yeah,
but
no,
like,
it was
they were
beer
gonna start.
house, right?
Yeah, beer house. They were gonna start the 806 to protest and all that shit. Like I talked to the friend too and all that, and I was just like, bro, don't you feel like what you're doing
But
is
all
censorship?
press is good press.
to people in our right? But to them, they were like, they really felt like the news, and all of us were picking on her. But we didn't know her condition. I still don't know if she has a condition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She hasn't been arrested, so we're hoping that the stuff
That
is
she's
better.
been helped or she's chilling.
Yeah.
But then my question to them would have been, if she did something and killed somebody or something, right? What would have been y'all's defense,
Yeah,
or what
yeah.
would have been what you would have said?
Yeah.
Would it have been the condition or whatever? Like this person has a repeated pattern of doing something.
So to go back to your question, if you do remember it, what were you going to ask? What was our opinion on what?
I don't remember.
Thanks, Eric.
I don't remember. But nah, so like I was gonna show you guys, but this is not popping up. But it's just like this tag's on the post. But like that's how fast the news comes. There's something going on. Like, so I appreciate people making me a news source in a certain sense, where they send me they literally send me the news. Like I wake up, get on my phone, and there's something going on, or they clue me into it. Whether it's even some of the other platforms, not Dallas, but Lubbock County Mugshots even sends me content sometimes. And
You
it's
ever
just-
had the law like contact you, like anything you put on, like just curious, like how'd you get that information, or where, like, you know what I mean?
They've never asked me how did I get the information.
Oh, okay.
And that's because that's
That's against the law, right?
it's not against the law, but like it is. We are protected by the press. They've never asked me how I got the information. But I thought you were going to ask me another question, and I was not going to be able to answer that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
He was like, what was that question?
do the law ever contact you about certain stories though?
No.
Like, oh, okay, all right.
Hey, would you help the law
Hey, switch me
So
seats.
yeah, so I'm not okay. So
Vlad TV. You want to answer that?
yeah, you
It's like, so Soulja Boy.
So these are the hard questions. Okay, so I'm not against the police. I'm not against the police at all, but the police get paid to do their job, and I do my job.
Yeah, do your job.
But I'm not gonna
Assist.
act like I'm not gonna act like they don't look at the 806er for certain things or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that dumb or that naive.
And they don't pay you to do that job. Like,
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
Like,
exactly.
You do
So they do the
investigative
job, and
Yeah.
but let's not act like these motherfuckers are not 16-0 last year. There was 16 murders, and they caught every single murderer. Let's not act like they ain't undefeated. They don't need me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They definitely don't need me. The new police chief does not play any motherfucking games. So if you're watching, okay, I'm never gonna be an issue for you, my guy. You know what I'm saying? But
Hey, we straight
yeah,
game.
but
over here.
even then, shout out to the police. At the end of the day, they do work for us. Somebody told me in a certain sense, he was like, Prev, you don't realize they're gonna treat you like the police. They're gonna hate you, but you're gonna be the first person they call when they need something.
Yeah, I always say that. It's always fuck the police until I need the police.
Until you need the police.
Yeah.
So I've gained a different respect for them. I've been arrested a lot of times. So I remember one time that a police officer was like, man, I want to get something to eat. And I was like, shit, go ahead.
me too.
I'm not in a rush to go where we're going. Like, shit, go
Hey, give me
ahead.
something.
Yeah, go ahead. I was like, go ahead. But he was like, man, if I stop here, they're going to spit in my food. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Yeah, so it's like,
Well, I'll go for you.
yeah. But in those moments like that, you get to see the human side of things. And this is just somebody that's doing a certain job, which their job is to protect us. They're trying to make it home to their families.
Yeah.
Their job is to catch motherfuckers, and then some other motherfuckers, their job is to not get caught. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you learn to respect both sides.
But it's
for
with
what it
any
is.
occupation. There's bad apples in every occupation. So I mean,
Definitely.
there's bad apples in the
Definitely.
police.
Definitely,
so,
and
yeah.
hopefully other police officers can eradicate them or get them out of there. But I have spoken to some police officers, and they told me they actually love what I'm doing.
Hey,
It surprised the shit out of me.
Hey, you showcased one of my friends.
Who's a police officer?
That was a police officer.
What's his name?
I can't tell you, but
You work at the clubs?
no, it was on the street.
For real?
There was an arrest that you posted, and he texted me. He was like, "Hey, I finally made it on the 806."
No, that's crazy. 'Cause I was asking because I did have a police officer that works at clubs, and he was like the same thing, and I was like, "That's crazy. They're actually proud to make the 806 for too." You know what I'm saying? And like to check on the people. Sometimes I get concerned on how it comes across in a certain sense, because that's not an anti-police thing. In a certain sense, it's like, hey, check for your people on Lubbock County mugshots.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
because your boy was getting arrested.
Getting arrested.
And,
So
and
it's
they
not-
were actually being nice to him.
Yeah,
and
so
they were
not
like-
all of it isn't like, all right, the police are fucked up this time. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
In a certain sense. So I'm glad that law enforcement can see where I'm coming from, and it's like, if I just call a spade for what it is.
Yeah.
And then there shouldn't be no problem with if they're doing their job right, the camera being on them, because that is a right. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. What inspires you, man? What inspires you to do more and be more?
I had my first child last year, right? And I want, when he's older, I gotta go pretty soon, guys. But I want when he's older to be able to look at what I'm doing and think what I did was normal. You know what I'm saying? I don't
honorable.
Yeah. Honorable. That could be opinionated. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man. In your child's eyes.
No, definitely honorable. You know what I'm saying? But I tell my son, hey, you better learn. You're going to have to fight for some of the stuff your daddy did. Like, this is still Lubbock, Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I want them to feel like what I did was so normal that any dream they have, go run and do that
Go
shit.
get it.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Go get it.
Like, black boy, face of a news organization, keeping up with the traditional news, still out here with the community, man of the people in a certain sense. I work all day, and it's like I just want them to think like that was normal. Like, so that way, if you feel like, man, I'm gonna be the first person to build a city on the moon for just what you see me do, like, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, told my son, like, shit, if you want to be a lawyer, I'm gonna knock somebody out. I'm gonna give you some shit to defend. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a doctor? I'm gonna go in there without a condom. I'm gonna give you some shit to kill. You know what I'm saying? But like whatever your dream is, just to think is really just that obtainable because hey, my daddy did it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
you can work hard for whatever you want.
Exactly. So that's what really motivates me. To be honest.
I like to thank you once again, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor.
No, the honor's all mine. The honor's all mine. Being here with you guys. Being here with you guys and then just watching the growth of your platform and then even being asked to come. You know what I'm saying? No hater vibes. Like being asked to come. Mm-hmm. And then, so this is, I'm going to end up doing 3 podcasts this week. So the first one was some kids. They had to ask me about like 10 times. Because at first I don't really yearn to do this. I don't do it for the clout to a certain respect. And then sometimes like I move on energy and it's just like, depending on how you position it, it's like if I really want to do that, I can just put the camera on myself. Yeah. on my own
frequency
page.
Was low.
Yeah, it's like I'm not pushing that. So at first I was on that kids podcast and I ended up learning those kids they are kids, but they actually were LISD TV.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
When he started the introduction and I looked at him like I should have accepted that shit. I should have accepted that like months ago. I've been trying to figure out how to get in good with LISD.
Man, I'm fucking up.
Yeah, exactly. Because if Kathy Rollo is watching, a lot of my interaction with them is busting them for shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I do want another access and but another way to access the kids. Mm-hmm. Like I got access to their phones, but I would love to be able to come into schools and speak with them. I would like to even move in more formal fashions because I feel like it's more than just rap. It's more than just us just talking. The kids are the people that we should be focusing on.
Man, let's speak that into existence.
So,
bro.
So when I heard that, I was like, man, I should have said yes. I could have got this in during the school year. School's over now, you know what I'm saying? But God works in mysterious ways, and He lines everything up the way they're supposed to. And they actually responded to a post that I made, kind of congratulating them kids yesterday, and it was just like nice. They said they were very proud of the kids. So fast forward to even being here with you guys, then the school district saying they're proud of the kids being on my show. And it's like, bro, guys, I'm a first degree felon. You know what I'm saying? And people are like happy to be seen with me.
Yeah, well, it's been an honor, man. And I like to give you this opportunity to plug and promote anything and everything and also give me a final thought.
I always thought about what I would say in a moment like this, and I always do admire athletes, and they give their first thought and thanks to God. So I want to do that, you know what I'm saying, especially with the adrenaline. So I want to give all thanks to the Father for having me here, having me alive, you know what I'm saying. All this doesn't have to be this way. But then my only plug is, man, the 806er. Like, what else is there for me to plug? Yeah. The 806er. And I appreciate all the people that do support the 806er. I appreciate all the people that are going to end up watching your show. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys right here. She's taking pictures and doing all that, like making me feel special. I got some Dr. Pepper, you know what I'm saying? But my final thought is more life, and let's see where this all goes for all of us within the next 5 years. Yeah. Like, it would be cool if the same way that like people fly to Atlanta and fly to Dallas just to come on the show, it'd be cool if they can come and do that with us.
Oh, badass.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would be cool. Like, so let's see where it goes. So I just want to motivate you guys to keep on going. I know how hard it is to be a creator. I know how hard it is to do things like this. Things get tiring. Ideas do drain low. Sometimes funds and life divert your attention to other situations, other directions. But I just want to motivate you guys and encourage you guys just to keep going.
Beautiful, man. Thank you once again.
Appreciate you for having me.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Now I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully he's not gone.
Hell yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
This episode is brought to you by KJ Aesthetics. Let KJ Aesthetics transform your eyes with their beautiful lash sets. Whether you're going for the natural flutter or the bold drama look, KJ Aesthetics is the perfect lashes to elevate your beauty. Get the gorgeous lashes that you've always wanted and mention this ad for 15% off. Head over to Instagram at KJ Aesthetics or text her at 806-893-7171 and tell her it's the JP Lopez Show sent you. This episode is brought to you by RL Creations. Are you looking to turn your ideas into wearable art? or maybe make a t-shirt into a one-of-a-kind, just like your personality, RL Creations is waiting to turn the blank canvas into your custom creations. Hit her up on Facebook at RL Creations or text her at 806-283-3056. Oh, dude, the fucking 806er, bro.
Dude,
That was fun.
That was
Good,
a cool mofo, man.
yeah, I liked him.
He had a lot to say.
Yeah. I'm just happy that he showed up and he squeezed us in.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
I didn't know he was promoting the Soldier Boy, and I didn't even know he was performing tonight.
Yeah. Make time to come over here before you went.
No shit, man. So mad respect for him. Shout out to him, man. I wanted to have you guys talk about a little think piece, pick your brain, but why the fuck is it? Maybe y'all are different than me, but I would assume y'all are the same. Why were we not fans of our parents? And what I mean by that, bro, is when my pops passed away, I couldn't tell you like his high school, his where he was from, like what his childhood was like. I couldn't. He fucking painted beautiful artwork, ceramics, and I could have cared less, you know. And then now that I'm in the arts, I missed the opportunity to pick his brain, to be a fan of him, to showcase him, to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I grew up not being a fan of my parents. And I don't know if it's just because they kept us away from that. Hey, I'm a dad now, so you know me as a dad. You don't know me as Pedro Lopez.
In my past.
Yeah.
And you know, I've thought about that before, and on my mom's side, I tell people that I was raised pre-World War II. So my mother came from Mexico. She came in 1965, and her mindset was, because she was born in 1950, that everything was old school, and I hated every single reprimand, opinion, whatever. I was like, Mom, you're so old school. And she would get mad at me for saying that or whatever, but it was old school. Like it was like two Matrix before, like the adjustment. Like, you know, after World War II there was an adjustment, and then after Vietnam War there was an adjustment. And so I'm like 5 generations back getting raised. Now my dad was from Lubbock, but then my mom didn't let him say a lot about us raising us and stuff. But then he would spit out his stuff too, and I think he was raised pre-World War II also, but Texas style. And so we just got raised too old school to appreciate how our parents were raising us, because they were raising us properly, but we were too many generations apart.
But then in your teens, in your high school years, in your out of high school years, why? Like why was I not a fan of my parents?
Yeah.
Why was
Man, I think it's because you come into this world with them here already. So it's like if a kid is born with money doesn't mean nothing to them. So you don't ask where it comes from, how to make it, how to get it, because it's just it's a norm for you.
Yeah.
Right. So your parents, when you come here, it's just your parents. So it's normal. You never think. It's all about you, right? They're taking care of you, making sure you're going to school, making sure you're not fucking up. So it's you, and it's you against them. Because as a kid, you're like, nah, they don't know shit. It's old school. They're doing shit old way. So you're not thinking, but they were somebody at one time before they were your parents, right?
Yeah.
So we never think about those things because when you came here, they're already your parents. You haven't lived in this world without them. So all you know is, that's my parents. They don't know shit. You know what I mean? And we were talking about that. Like, now that I'm older, I appreciate them, and I wish I would have asked more. Not more. Both my parents are still here, but like my grandparents. Like what? I don't know my grandpa. Like what he did, other than what I knew when he was here, but I didn't, I just knew him as Grandpa.
And that's what I'm so mad about myself for not asking those questions.
And then when you realize it's already too late.
It's way too late.
Yep.
Way late. I go to my Auntie Gloria half the time for my my Rolodex, my encyclopedia. Hey, Auntie, who was so and so? Oh, that was such and such in the family, and she was, or he was your dad's, blah blah blah. And it sucks that I don't know that.
Yeah. Because, like, how far can you name back? Like, if you sit right here and, like, how...
Not on my dad's side,
Yeah.
not far at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Not far at all.
It's just like that. Like me, I could only go to my grandpa. I don't know his dad's name. And then, you know what I mean? That's not really that far, but I never asked. I never cared
Yes.
to ask. Never cared.
And I don't know my dad's and grandpa's name, but I know he's buried in the Lubbock Cemetery, and my dad said he was born in 1884.
See?
So my great grandfather was born in 1884. My grandfather was born in 1916, and my dad was born in 1948. So there's 4 generations between me, grandpa, or my dad, grandpa, and great grandpa from 1884.
Yeah, and you think you would ask those questions because everything you are, your personality, everything is because of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they taught your great-great-grandpa, you know what I mean? Those traits and traditions, things that you hold deep are passed down, and then it gets to you, and like I said, you're born with them, so you're just like, it's a normal for you. And then when you get older and you experience life with your kids and stuff like that, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
You know, your kids look at you like, damn, you like with Malachi, he just sees me as, hey, dude, I need this, or I need that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I'm like, damn,
yeah.
but hey, man, at one time I was cool. You know, like Angel, when I realized I wasn't cool anymore when we went to the high school with her and she wouldn't walk with us. She was walking in front of us. I was like, say, fool, I was fucking cool. Like,
I was a bad motherfucker. I was at Rogers Park.
yeah,
motherfucker.
I like, you're a dork. Man. Get on that.
You're the dork.
Just a little nerdy friends.
Look at your nerdy friends over there.
But you know what I mean?
Dork.
But she doesn't know me as anything else but her dad. You know what I mean? And then she only knows Amanda as her mom / little pothead. But other than that, she doesn't know any other, like, me and your mom used to be, your mom was crazier than what you see now. Like, you think your mom's crazy now. Should have known her back then. You know what I mean? But they don't know this.
Y'all wouldn't even be friends. She wouldn't even be friends with you.
Hey, you're not even cool.
You
Nerd.
ain't cool enough to be friends with your
Little
mom.
nerd.
Several times I tried to get my pops to be my friend. Several times. And there was times where we would go every Friday to Joe's Crab Shack, because at 5 p.m. was happy hour, and it was like half price appetizers and like 99-cent schooners and shit. And I would always invite him. Hey, Pops, me and my buddies are going Joe's Crab Shack. And he was always like, nah, I'm cool. And then, of course, when I settled down and my party years are over, and I guess he was finally fucking proud of me, he became my friend, and then he got sick and died. And I never got to experience that. But I look at this podcast, if, Isaiah ever wanted to know shit about me, I'm an open book on this podcast.
Yeah.
You just go back to episode 1 on YouTube and then go from there. But I don't have that type of shit for my pops.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's not a regret, but it's just something that I'm pissed off at myself because, like I said, he loved to paint ceramics,
Yeah.
and I could have cared less, Now that I'm in photography and shit, and if he was still alive doing that, can you imagine, like, the spotlight and the showcase that I could have presented for him? And I don't know. Like I said, it's not a regret, but I'm just mad at myself for...
Yeah. Have you seen those things? I know I always say TikTok because that's all I got, guys.
Yeah.
Bear with me.
Yeah.
But they got the books where it says, like, ask your dad this. And you go
Yeah.
through and it has all these questions.
Yeah.
Or ask your mom these questions. And, like, what was your dream when you were 15 and shit. It's kind of corny. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Mom, can you fill this out? I can't read or write.
You're going to have to write it, stupid.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just when she's gone and you can explain it to Malachi or Malachi's kids, my great-grandkids or something, you know what I mean?
And see, I have that relationship with my mom. I ask my mom questions about her childhood. And you know, when we have family functions, you hear the same 8 stories over and over
Yeah.
and over, and then every time is like a little bit added to it.
Yeah.
And I guess
little more truth comes
Yeah,
out.
yeah. You don't really know the full truth, I guess, until the final
I
fucking
don't want to hear
holiday.
shit about my mom. They're like, hey, you're my dog.
No,
I
hold
don't
on.
want to
a
hear shit
second.
about my mom. Nothing. My dad, we can go all deep as you want to get, but my mom, nope. I can't hear shit.
And as far as I'm concerned, and I don't have any other reason to believe this, to not believe this, is that my mom was a santita.
That's the. There you go, brother.
Like as far as I
She's
know,
like the Virgin Mary. I don't know how me and my sister got here.
But my dad, shit, man, that motherfucker got married when he was 16 years old and divorced when he was 19.
Dude, when my dad left my mom, he got with the lady he's with now, right? Dude, it was always battles, man. He was always caught with another girl, always at the bar with another lady dancing.
Man.
One time, man, we went over there. He was dancing with another girl was there, and he danced it, and the girl got beside him, and then he got her and twisted her around, just like a turn around, turn your ass right back out the door.
Oh shit!
Yep. I was
Fucking-
like,
A la verga.
damn.
I pay the shit in this house. Get out
Yeah, I
of
was
here, girl.
like,
Go on, get. Go on.
I'm out there looking at me like, I didn't. That's awful. Not proud at all.
That didn't rub off on me at all.
No.
Yeah.
Nah. But yeah, it's just.
Were you a fan of your dad? Did you know a lot about your pops?
My dad? Mm-hmm. I think I know pretty much everything. Did I want to grow up to be exactly like my dad? Probably not.
Yeah, but that's not. You know that.
Did I grow up to be just like my dad? Maybe. I don't know. And so, like, I have a lot of conflicting stories. I'm on his side, and then I'm not on his side. I'm on my mom's side, and I'm not on her side, and it's a very confusing situation, or whatever. But at the end of the day, they raised me pretty damn good,
Yeah.
as good as they could, and you know, all my fuck ups that I've ever had are not their fault. They're my own fault. They put me in the right situation. I guess the only situation that didn't put me in that was the best one was moving to the Arne Benson. And that's just young wise, but as an adult, I'm glad I grew up in the Arne Benson because all the life lessons that you have has made you better. The situations that we were like, I had to learn how to fight. I had to learn how to put up fence. I had to learn how to put up sheetrock. I had to learn how to hustle. I had to learn how to argue. Like it's like, what the fuck do you need to argue for? Like motherfucker, like if you're gonna be an adult, you're gonna argue one time or another.
You're gonna be married.
And so and so at the end of the day, like you come back around this side or whatever, and you did whatever you did when you were young, you fucking jackass motherfucker, a drunk, whatever it is. But if you want to be better, you become better, and you know all these stories back in the day that you went through are gonna make you into a better person. So I try my hardest to be a better man, to be a better husband, to whatever, like the hard work. Like I pride myself that I in my mind, I feel like I'm outworking anybody that I ever come across. Like when I wake up in the morning, you're still asleep. When I go home, you've already been doing nothing at the house. Like I pride myself in that. And I'm not saying that about you because I'm pretty sure you wake up at the same time as I do and you go home the same time as I do from
but that's just
working.
us, so we're all
but like
go-getters.
but and you know, when I get home, I was like, oh shit, what the fuck is my tomatoes doing? What the
Yeah.
fuck am I?
You gotta stay busy. Like,
But
if
I
you
gotta
feel like
stay
you're not
busy.
moving or
Like,
something.
yeah, you gotta stay busy, And then then all of a sudden I'm tired and I go to sleep, and then you wake up at 4:45 in the morning.
I know both of you are like that too. Do you ever feel like the stuff you wish for back then, you're not enjoying it now? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you're still trying to get more.
I saw a post and it made me realize that just recently.
You know what I mean?
Like it said, appreciate the now because you were praying for this 5 years ago.
Yeah, because I remember me and Amanda used to live right here at the shop right here, right? And we would be like, man, I can't wait till we had a car. And then we got like, I can't wait till we had a nice car and a nice house and be able to go places and stuff like that. And so, just kept working and working and working. And then we get there, I don't enjoy it that much. I'm just more like, well, what can I get more?
Yeah.
How do I get more? How do I get more? And then I think I saw the same post. And then I was just like, damn, man, I prayed for this time. And now I don't sit down and enjoy any of it because I'm so worried about what's next. What can I get next? You know what I mean?
And I spoke on that about our vacations.
Yeah.
I mean, because we all take nice vacations, like really good vacations. And I'm guilty of going to paradise and just racking my brain the whole time trying to figure out how I'm going to get to the next destination.
Next one, yeah. Where am I going next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, how am I going to afford it and manage to pay for it? And us all, I didn't even enjoy the little time that I was there. Maybe it's what our pops instilled in us.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because I used to be like, man, I used to see my dad work. I mean, he still works. Now he's slowed down because he's old and getting sick. But I was like, damn, this dude works all the fucking time, man. Like, goddamn, relax, kick back. When I was younger, now I see it. I'm like that, like nonstop. What I want to do, like this is what I got to do.
You
What I
never
gotta do.
relax.
Yeah, never relax. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna fucking give it to me. The man's like, well, you don't want to come home early. I'm like, goddamn, I'm fucking busy. I'm busy. And she's like, well, oh, okay. Then I feel bad. Then I call her back. I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry. She's like, okay, well, but I gotta go though. But I am sorry.
But
I'm
not coming.
I'm
man.
not coming. Just want to say I'm sorry.
Well, the thing that pisses me off a little bit is the wife needed me last month. Like, needed me. And I was unavailable. She had her dad go through, brain surgery twice or 3 times in 1 month. But, bro, I'm at work. I'm a photographer. I'm podcasting. And then the little bit of time that I did have, that was her rest time. And I'm not going to be like, well, let's go see your dad. You know what I mean? It made me realize how busy I am.
Yeah.
And she needed me, and I was just not available.
It's tough. It's a tough thing to balance.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You want to provide everything you can for your family, but then you want to be there too. So you're torn between both of them as being a great provider, because that's what's instilled in us, especially our generation, right? And versus you want to be there for your wife and you want to be these things, but you're like, damn, man, like, how do I juggle that? And and I definitely have not perfected that art at all, man. I'm more on this side because I'm not really an emotional person. So I'm like, God, it's a lot better if you don't take me to these things because all y'all gonna be, y'all all gonna be fucking sad, and I'm just gonna be like, man, it cries ugly.
You're gonna be like, who painted this fucking wall?
Fucking shit, man. Oh, it was my uncle who passed away.
Who did the remodeling here?
that
It
guy.
fucking sucks.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Hey, our brother-in-law just died. Oh, my bad.
Because of this,
Who puts fresh popcorn on the ceiling?
I scraped this shit off all day. What the fuck we doing here?
They still do this shit?
But,
Eric, you mentioned your mom.
Yeah.
You know much about your mom?
She's told me a couple of stories. I didn't even have to ask for them, but she told me. She told me that her dad died in 1959 while she was in Mexico or whatever. But the first thing, because we grew up poor as fuck, right? And my mom said when I was a little kid, we were rich. We were so rich. My grandpa owned all this territory, and he had crops. He had Jersey cows. He was the milkman. He he had thousands of Jersey cows. She goes, you couldn't see the end of Jersey cows, and goes, and they would all get milked. And he did chile, he did tomato, onions, and rice, and goes he was she goes, I don't even know the word to explain, but he was the chief of the whole entire area. She goes, I don't know, chief, mayor, I don't know his title, but he was in charge of the entire area there in Mexico. She goes, so we were rich, and then he died, and there was 4 sons that he had, and only 2 inherited the land, and 2 others didn't. And her dad was one of those that did not inherit the land.
Shit.
And so he had to like lease land, and I don't know if he leased it on the same land or someone else. But she said within 10 years, the entire farm ranch was sold off. They ate all the Jersey cows, and nothing was planted, and it was all gone. She goes, so, and then he died in 1959. She goes, my mom was poor. She didn't know how to work, and so she just had all these kids, and so people would drop off costales de frijoles, arroz, whatever, and so they can eat. Mm-hmm. And so her brother had came to the United States, and he establishes himself decently or whatever, and he got everybody's paperwork that wanted to come to the United States in 1965, and that's how they all showed up to the United States. I think 2 or 3 of my aunts and uncles stayed in Mexico because they already had created families, so they didn't come. So everybody that was single, well, allegedly everybody that was single and they didn't have any kids, came to the United States, and so that's how my mom did. And she said, she goes, I could not understand for the life of me. She goes, the Mexicanos that lived in the United States did not work harder than us, and we made a lot of money working the fields and whatever, and the Mexicans that from the United States that lived next door to us or wherever, they never had any money, and they were always begging for help. And she goes, and they couldn't understand why us from Mexico always had money. And she was like, because we work, y'all don't work. And they're like, well, the government gives us money. And I was like, when she told me that, I was like, that's how they put us down, is by the government is going to support you. That's how they told the Indians. That's how they told the former slaves. And that's how they're telling the Mexicans. If you don't work, we'll support you, but we control you, right?
Yeah, like the help was not there to help.
No.
The help was there to suppress you and keep you down.
Can't
Yes.
enslave you, because now you gotta do whatever they need you to do.
Yes. And it's still like that today.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Dude, you said that story and it sparked up a memory that a lady told me. I won't say people will try to, I guess, investigate who this person is. She was a friend. She was an older lady. The mom died. So dad was very, very old. And then he finally passes. Come to find out, his land had a bunch of fucking oil. So mineral rights come into play. When that comes into play, bro, the oil people, they know their shit. And
Yeah.
So lawyers came in and all this shit, and so they do, just to make sure, do DNA testing. And everybody in the family, that's dad, except this lady. She found out then, and she was older, so she was like in her 50s.
That wasn't her dad?
That wasn't her dad.
Bro, how many?
And mom is already passed, so there's no one to question, like, what the fuck?
Did she do an independent DNA test?
It was the people with the mineral rights for the lawyer.
Yeah, but
like,
I mean, I would get a second though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But how many people do you think walk around not thinking somebody's their dad and not their dad?
Oh, I'm sure a lot.
That, yeah,
bet you that shit happens a lot.
it's probably high. Like you would say, oh, that's 0.5%. I bet it's closer to like maybe 30-40%, depending on what era it was.
What about this era?
Oh
This-
shit! That tripled, quadrupled.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because I just always curious about that. Like,
But what kind of lady doesn't like when I say lady, like your mom? What kind of let you grow that old and not tell you, hey, that's not
she
your
been
dad?
she been holding the secret her entire
Yeah,
time.
like how do you take that to your grave?
Because
Man.
I bet you it's a lot of embarrassment
Yes.
for our mothers' ages
Well, yeah,
back
yeah,
then.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
to be embarrassed that they did something like
Embarrassed,
that.
but like also embarrassed to your husband too.
Yeah.
Like shit, I was hooking up with the next door neighbor, and
Yeah,
he
you
got
know what I
me
mean.
pregnant.
And then nothing like here nowadays, they'll just be like, "I'm with somebody else. It's not
Yeah.
your baby." And it's all.
My
fun and
question
games.
was, so you're the oldest, and I didn't get
A response on it.
because that would make sense. She's the oldest, so that was before the dad came and
Yeah.
had the rest of the. So her no response tells me that
She
she's
wasn't.
probably not the oldest.
The middle one.
Maybe. Like,
You know what I mean? Remember when your dad was out of town? For a while? No, I just always. I mean, I look at my dad. We're both assholes, so that's pretty much my pop. But there's some people I look at. I'm like, you sure that's your pop?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
He has long blonde hair. I
That's
don't
for
think
that's
that's your
for
dad.
sure your dad out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, this is my pop,
that guy.
man.
That guy.
I like to talk to your pop. He reminds me of my dad so much, and I tell you all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to him, his first words are, "Hey, motherfucker, this that's my dad. Like, well, how are you too, Dad? Fuck." But
I know he was talking shit as soon as I pulled in. It's like, nah, ese es pinche amigo de JP allá. Tienen un show. O sea, yo no sé qué están haciendo esos pinche güeyes.
When they leave, we'll go in there and get on the mics.
Hey, you should put him on the podcast.
if they want to, but they hell no. Them old schoolers, they ain't talking shit.
Hey,
He was
dude.
out there with somebody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Nah,
So-
I bet they would have showed up today.
So my mom tells me stories about when she was a kid, and it blows my fucking mind because the dad that she tells me about is not my grandpa that I knew, you know? And I'm just like, I grew up knowing a deacon of the Catholic Church, totally straight arrow, fucking right and wrong. I'm living on the right path type shit. And when she tells me like he was a fighter and he liked to drink and party, and I'm just like, grandpa, like what the fuck? And yeah, she always like tells me stories that just blow my mind because it's not the grandpa I knew. But you're right. I mean, we were men before we started our families, and
We're a whole different person, man.
and I guess you gotta slowly weave that lifestyle out. And my mom is the oldest, so she knows
All of it.
yeah. And she tells me shit, and I'm just like, damn, that wasn't the grandpa I fucking knew.
Yeah, you know, because shit, by the time, think about how old they are when you realize who they are. You know, that was this grandma, grandpa. You know, you're not asking them. They're the sweet, nice people.
Yeah.
Like when we were at Malachi's birthday, my mom's all running around with Malachi. I was like, I don't know who in the hell that lady is. I don't know who that lady is with my son, because that lady is fucking mean. You know what I mean? She's super nice with him, but she's the one getting arrested at football games, fighting in the damn stands.
And that's why I take pride in Isaiah knowing me and the wife, because we were the same people before and after. You know what I mean? Like,
But what about with his kids, though?
yeah, that
You're gonna
that I don't-
change.
That is yet to be
You're gonna be a
determined.
big old
but
teddy bear. You're gonna be
yeah.
like, oh, whatever you want, all this shit. It's gonna happen, buddy.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
And Grandpa's lame.
Yeah.
He's lame.
He's fucking boring. Well, he's fucking worked to the bone, so he's fucking.
Hey, but if I have a kid and his kid, they're gonna be the same age. They're gonna be homies.
Kicking it in the pool.
Yeah, no shit. Like just floating in the swimming pool.
Shut up, Dad. Get your ass inside.
And then they're gonna be like, our dads are lame.
Yeah, man. It's
Eric's
just
gonna tell that story. Like, one time I introduced a friend of mine to his future wife.
and then he fucked her and had you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, guys. I just wanted to talk about that, get that out of my mind, help me process it for me personally, because it's just an anger that was stuck with me. I think about it a lot. It's a anger that comes to my mind at least once a day, and it just makes me feel better just talking about it. But you have any final thoughts, brother?
Man, dude, what a fun time it was today. I'm glad I met 806. I know I had to bounce out to Soldier Boy, but that was a good
cool
time.
mofo,
Yeah, that was a
man.
cool man. He wanted to answer any questions you had.
Yeah.
So I'm glad.
Yeah, he's
glad
family now. Hopefully he'll come on for many more shows.
Yeah.
And he wanted to stay longer.
Yeah.
You know what I
I know.
mean? He's like,
Yeah.
oh man, keep going. I'm having a
Yeah,
good
he
time.
checked his phone. He's like, I gotta go.
Like, you know what, man? Superman, these hoes.
Soldier
I
Boy's
gotta
like, where the
bounce
fuck are you?
out. Yeah, I know. He's all panicking and shit, eating a hamburger.
But yeah, you got any final thoughts?
Ah man, shout out to Jesse, big boy.
He growing up.
Growing up, man, shit's gonna get better, big dog. Just keep pushing, man. I see you. He dropped 60 pounds.
Hell yeah.
Dropped 60 pounds, man. Working all day. So I'm really proud of the dude, man. Even though he wrecked my. Never mind.
He's still my driver.
He's still my driver. But you know what, man? Shout out to that dude. He puts up with a lot of shit with me, but he's coming a long way, man. He's picking up the trade a little bit here and there, and not giving up, man. Like I said, he's working on his diet, and he's dropped 60 pounds, man.
Bro, for you to say any of this, legit, and I know you're an asshole, and I'm not saying because you're an asshole, but for you to say any of this tells me that homeboy's picking up his shit.
Yeah,
You know
he
what I
is,
mean?
man, for real.
Because I know you're just like me. We talk shit to motivate you.
Yeah.
We're not really talking shit to
Yeah,
talk
we're not
shit.
trying to bring you down.
It's just shit to motivate you. And yeah, for you to speak great things behind his back.
Yeah, behind his back.
Yeah, dude.
As soon as he comes in, I'm gonna talk shit.
That's what I'm saying. I always say that, man. My boys, we'll fucking talk shit to each other's faces, but we talk greatly behind each other's back. So, shout out the sponsors, man. Shout out KJ Aesthetics. If you holler at her and tell her I sent you, once again, you'll get 15% off. Patriot Paint and Construction. If you guys haven't tried Tigre Burrito yet, I don't know what the fuck y'all are doing. Hit up Tigre Burrito and RL Creations. She will make any of your ideas come to life. You guys have inspired me to do a live show with the help of all my boys, man. Thank y'all. I mean that from the bottom of my fucking heart. Thank both y'all fuckers, man. Because if it wasn't for you, Paul, Adrian, Chris, Thomas, Mr. Iz, and y'all too, this live show wouldn't be possible, but it's gonna happen. So June 20th, mark your fucking calendars. Friday, June 20th, we're gonna have a live show, live podcast. We're gonna have comedians opening up the show. It'll be Tanner Nelson, Curtis Hines, Jaro Lopez, and Rafa will be the headliner for the comedians, and we'll be doing a live podcast, and it's gonna be fun fucking time. So I hope
Taylor
to see
Swift's
y'all
gonna be there.
Taylor Swift will be there.
Mystical.
Hulk Hogan. Thomas will bring Hulk Hogan.
Whitney Houston.
It is. It's gonna be.
She's been drug free for a long time, bro.
It's gonna be $5 cover charge. It's gonna be BYOB. I'll have a merch table there, and it'll be a fun time, man. Come out, show some support, show some love. It's gonna be fun. But until next time, guys, read some books.